Hi, welcome to Centerville Reports Today. I'm Maureen Russell Hodson. And joining me today is Vickie Bondi, who is the Executive Director of the Centerville Washington Township Historical Society, to talk about not only these cool fashions, which are vintage, but yet not that old to us,
yes,
but a lot of other cool things that are happening with the society. And Vickie, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Maureen.
Yeah, always fun to have you. So before we talk about these clothes that we're going to show, I want to talk about your upcoming fashion show.
Yes.
Because this is something that happens, is it every other year?
Every other year,
yeah.
Yes. We do this every other year because it's a big production for us to bring out clothes from our collection. It is a fundraiser for the society, but it's also an educational thing, and that's what the society's all about, educating our community. So it's a luncheon, and it's a very good lunch. We have a raffle, we have door prizes, and then we will be modeling our vintage clothing. And of course, vintage.
Yeah, this is what I love, vintage, because we're going to show you some things, and this is called vintage, but these are items from the 90s, you were saying, right?
These particular ones are.
So I'm going to show.
We have some from the 70s and some from the 80s.
So some of you all might remember wearing things like this. I sure
And
do.
we call them, and these are designer fashions, so they're all made by designers. Now, unfortunately, that one we don't have a name on, but it's 100% silk. It was made in India. So they're all hand-stitched bugle beads, and it's in a leaf pattern design. And it was appraised in 2001 for about $400.
Oh, should I be wearing gloves?
Now, it would have been more than that if we had known the true designer of the dress. So that's an example of the evening wear that we'll be modeling that day.
And it's called Forever Fashionable, but it is hard. I think it's just like when you hear your favorite songs are now on oldie stations.
Yes.
What? But that's just the way time goes, and it's great that we now know to preserve things like this.
Yes, and honestly, I think a young lady would wear a dress like that today.
I do too. And you want to show your other one, which is...
Yes, this one is gorgeous. This is an Adolfo. It's 100% wool. And this one is a jacket and a skirt. And this one has been appraised at $1,000. Adolfo was a designer born in 1950. And his clothes, he went to school in Paris and London, and became a big designer fashion. So, or fashion designer, not a designer fashion, fashion designer, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, this is just a couple examples of the things that we'll be modeling that day.
And again, it's at 11:30, it's on April 11th, it's at Normandy Church.
Yes. Tickets are $30, and you can purchase them at the Walton House Museum Tuesday through Friday from 12 to 4.
And so when we talk about these clothes, we were talking about vintage, but you have clothes from other eras as well?
Yes, we go all the way back into the 1800s. And we've covered those over the years.
Yeah.
We've had 1800s, and then we've had hats, and then we've had undergarments, and we've had outerwear. And so we decided it was time to get another part of our collection out for people to see, so that they know that we don't just collect from the 1800s, because we have to start collecting from
What's in
these
your closet
other
could
decades.
in fact be a historical piece. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, people don't think, if we don't
No.
start collecting now from 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, we're not going to have them in 100 years.
All right, so again, it's a fundraiser. It's for the Centerville Washington Township Historical Society. You'll see a fashion show. You said you have raffles.
Raffles, door prizes, a wonderful lunch, music, and just a lot of fun. Ladies just have a ball that day, and it's from 11:30, lunch at noon, piano music. It ends around 3 o'clock.
And
so,
who will be your models?
Well, we have some of the models are our staff members. Models have to be skinny people. And
I'm out.
I know, darn it, me too, because I wanted to wear this. And then we have a couple ladies from our community that are going to be modeling for us. And so we try to get people from everywhere if we can. We don't want to limit it to just the society members or staff. We try
Well, it's
to
a great
round them up from
afternoon out
everything.
with your friends, see some fashion, have some lunch.
Absolutely.
Help out a good cause, the Historical Society.
Yes, because like I said, it is a fundraiser for the Historical Society.
And again, you can stop by Walton House to pick up tickets.
Stop by, or you can call us at 433-0123, and you can charge your tickets and then pick them up at the door that day.
All right, and this, as we said, it's a small sample of some of the
Yes,
lovely fashions you'll be seeing.
We'll have about 20 outfits that day that'll be modeled.
Nice, very nice. Well, let's talk about some of the other activities, because the Historical Society is not just a building that has books in it, because you all are on the go. You have activities happening all the time, and one of the really neat things that you can go and learn more about the Historical Society is from your monthly speaker series.
Yes, and they're great programs. They're monthly, like you said, the third Tuesday of the month. In April, we have Hope Taft coming to speak. They're held at Hither Green Center. Mrs. Taft will be talking about the Heritage Gardens at the Governor's Residence Center. So that's going to be exciting. In May, we have Brady Kress coming from Dayton History and Carillon to talk about their new brewery. That's down there. I hope people will be excited about that, and I hope once they learn more about it, they'll go there, because it's a great place if you haven't been there.
Yeah.
And then in June, we have our president of the society who lives in the Ida Weller home, and he's going to do a presentation on Ida and their home, and give us a little background on Ida and what all she did for this community.
And all of these programs are free and open to the public, and as
Yes.
you said, there's a reception at 6:30, right?
6:30 we have refreshments, and then 7 o'clock the program starts.
And that's at Hither Green Center at 5900 Hither Green Drive. And it's also a good chance to go and kind of get a feel for the society and some of the other programs you all offer as well.
Absolutely. We always have flyers there with anything else that's going on. We have information there on the Historical Society, and it's just a good opportunity to meet Historical Society members and find out, you know, what a great group of people they are, meet our board members, and find out about the other things that we're doing, just besides our fashion shows and fundraising events and youth programs in the summer and writing books.
Besides all of these, and let's talk about some of those, because one of the things that I actually forgot about until we came here and you were talking with Richard Diaz is mnemonic interval, which has been a staple right here on this channel and
Yes.
with the MVCC for how many years?
Yes, we've done an oral history interview program here. We have 260 half-hour taped
unbelievable.
programs
Wow.
covering the history of Centerville and Washington Township, where we've had a couple wonderful different hostesses over the years. Janet Tababin has been our latest one for the past years, and they're amazing and they're wonderful, and we are starting to put those on our website, and we're putting them on YouTube for people to look at.
And so I know your website, we always say the best way still is to go to the Centerville website.
Go to Centerville website, or if you just put in Centerville, Washington Town, you know, Centerville Historical Society or whatever,
the
then
link will
it'll
pop
come up. Yes.
Okay, because there are so many things on that website and talks about all their sites and your
Yes.
activities and things like that. But mnemonic interval, really, 260 programs, that's
Yes,
incredible.
it is. It's amazing. I'm sure it's more than any other organization has ever done. And they go way back 15 years maybe.
And this is really a one-on-one kind of program.
It's a one-on-one
Yeah.
program, and I mean, they've interviewed everybody I think that you could possibly think of in Centerville and Washington Township, and we're still doing them currently today, so we haven't stopped.
No, but
we're
it's a
still
great way to learn more about your own
Yes,
community right
still
here.
trying to find a way to make sure that we get that education out there and that we save our history.
Well, and you talked a little bit about some of the upcoming events, but really you have a full agenda. So we've talked about the speaker series, but then rolling into summer, if you have a child interested in learning more about history, you have some day camps that are really fun.
We do. Children that are going into third grade, 3rd through 5th. We have some summer programs in July that are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We have one that's called a summer day of work and play, where they learn to play. They play old-fashioned games, and they do chores and things that they make butter, and they do laundry like they would have done back in the 1800s.
An old washboard or
yeah,
something.
on the
yeah.
washboard with the soap, and they hang them on the clothesline, and it's just a lot of fun. They're 3 hours, 9 to noon. We have a school day, one-room schoolhouse where they go to school for a day, and they love that one. They don't want to leave. You ever know a kid that wants to stay in school?
I was going to say, they love school, yay!
And then we have a new one that we started last year, which sold out immediately, and it's a woodworking one. And the kids use old-time tools, and they build a birdhouse.
Nice.
And the kids absolutely loved it. And it's amazing how our children don't really know, how to hammer or do anything with any kind of tools, and
A lot
they
of those
basically
skills
don't know what they
right,
are.
right.
So that was a big hit as well. And we're constantly developing more programming. We had a program during December on the weekends to teach them about old-fashioned Christmases and how that was done, and we're developing more as time goes on.
So again, the website, a good place to go?
Yes, the website, they're on there, and then contact any of our locations. And the registrations will also be going home with all the kids at the beginning of May.
Through the school, right? Well, you talked briefly about the different sites, but you have 3 sites, right?
3 locations, Walton House Museum, 89 West Franklin Street, and that's our headquarters, or that's where you'll find me.
There it is. That's
and the Asheville Wright House, which is at 78 North Main Street, just to the north side of Grader's parking lot. And then we have that's 26 North Main Street. And then the Aaron Nutt Cottage is 78 North Main Street, just to the north side of Metropolitan Cleaners. And the cottage is our research center. So that's where you would find all of these things that you see here are stored there, and all the history on our families here and the history of Centerville and Washington Township, photographs, maps, research books, anything that you might want to study or research or find out about.
And that really should be by appointment though, right? To go to the Nutt Cottage?
You can just stop in and maybe tell them what it is you're looking for, but it would be best to call so they can pull the things out and then have them ready for you when you come in. That's the best way to do it. But if you ever just want to stop by and see the building and see what we have there and how it functions and how it works, you're more than welcome to do that. 12 to 4, Tuesday through Friday.
Each building is so charming, and I want to get into before we go, the gardens still going to be in bloom at Walton House. And
yes, the gardens.
Spectacular as usual.
Mary Higgins and our wonderful volunteers, yes, we'll start planting the gardens and cleaning out the beds and things here relatively soon, and then the gardens will start being planted about the beginning of May. And for those of you that have not seen them, please come and see our gardens at the Walton House Museum. They're amazing.
And again, that's something that you can just stop by, tour around the area, take a seat.
Whether we're there, whether we aren't. There are benches and the little tables, and bring your coffee from Panera and come down and read the newspaper and enjoy the scenery. And it's very peaceful back there, even though it's right on Franklin Street.
Right.
It's actually very peaceful back there.
You don't realize that there's a busy road right out ahead.
Exactly.
And just real quickly, we want folks to stop by and see you during the Americana Festival on July 4th.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. We will have the Asheville Wright House open, and the schoolhouse will be open, and we'll have an information booth out front. And we'll be open all day that day, and we'll be in the parade as well.
Yeah,
so
always.
Please come by and see us.
And we want to have people save a date for the Taste of Centerville, which was incredibly successful last year.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, September 10th, Benham's Grove. It'll be Thursday evening from 5 to 9, and all the restaurants will be there. We're already having people restaurants ask if they can be part of it again this year.
That's awesome.
So we're very excited about that.
And I know we'll have you back to talk more about that
yes.
as well. But again, we want to make sure that you stop by. Forever fashionable.
Yes.
which could be our motto. We'd like to be forever. And you'll see not only these, but a lot of beautiful, beautiful clothing, vintage clothing that will be modeled. And it's a luncheon. And that again is on April 11th at Normandy Church. You can call 433-0123 for tickets.
Absolutely.
And is that right? 433-0123?
That's
okay,
it.
I'm making sure I had the number
you
right.
Got it.
And you can also visit the website, or you can Google Centerville Historical Society for more information.
Yes.
And the programs, I mean, there's just so many things that you can stop by the Historical Society and learn about. If you think you have something that might be of interest to the society, call you, Vickie. Is that the best
Please,
thing?
yes, call me at the Walton House or call the Aaron Nutt Cottage, 312-0040.
Well, thank you. Check the website for information.
No problem. But yes, contact us, and we'll be more than glad to look at it, and chances are it'll be something that we want.
Okay, that's going to do it for us. Thanks.